Hey, Gems. I'm just checking in. My mom's funeral is Thursday at 2 o'clock. We having the not repast, viewing on the night before, the 9th, and the funeral is the 10th. I'd like to thank each and every one of you who have called me, checked in, sent flowers, sent cards. It has been amazing. People checking in on me. There has been a lot of low times for me. I haven't really been on the internet, but I do speak to people who just call and check in. And I wanted to tell y'all that I just want to tell y'all some things that's going on in case we're not paying attention, because I am paying close attention to what's happening with us all as Americans. And I wanted to just refresh y'all memory on some stuff that we need to do to make sure that y'all are all right in the house. I've heard about all the marching and people marching all over the place. Well, let me tell you something. I did not march, and I didn't think about marching, and I advised everyone to not march because we have been doing marching way before this happened. Every time somebody got deleted in our community, we were marching. Um, so now we need to be marching into our households and getting everything straight for that. I want to tell y'all that I come with bad news about the stock market. I want to talk about that because this is very essential to you, me, and everybody. I told y'all when my financial advisor came, I moved my 401k into a money market where is insured 20% in case I lose. If I lose 30%, they pay me back my 20%, and I just lose that 10%. It's not looking like a great future, but we have God. And we got to remember that God is going to make sure that we're okay. I got to let y'all know to remind y'all before all of this, we are kings and queens before all of this. Now, let me get into a little bit of mess before I get into what I came up here for to share with y'all. Empress Radio had a panel of women that we did not speak. We really didn't have a beef, except that I didn't support Mel as strongly as they did. I still don't. I still don't support Mel as strongly as they do. But we were able to come up there and have a common ground where y'all got to see. Y'all been seeing all the downfalls of the beefing back and forth with content creators, and we had an opportunity to come together and settle things. And we don't hang out, with each other, but we have a mutual respect for one another. And whatever a content creator does on their page, it is absolutely all their business. Whatever they say on their page, I'm sure that it may not be accepted by all, but that is their page. And what I say over here may not be accepted by all, but this is what I choose to do with my gems over here, my supporters over here. And so I just want y'all to know that I'm happy that a group of Black women were able to come together and we just do our own thing. um Me and Tay talk. We always call each other coworkers, but there was no hate or dislike. The other ladies, there was no hate or dislike. Y'all know on my page I really don't go into talking about content creators, not unless somebody need a little tapping. I got to remind them that I know how to tap. But other than that, I desire to come up here and, play games and talk knowledge and wisdom, because there are a lot of people that are subscribers that are intelligent, that can reach out and tell us things, because right now is no time to play. It is no time for nonsense. This is real what's going on in our world, and you can't say that it's not touching you or yours like it's touching me and mine's. You just have to get prepared. That's right. It's enough room for everybody making a headache. Let me say hello to everybody. Tiffany Burton, making your headache. Tanya, my mod, BK Lakeisha, Monique B. Oh, I just love your art. Symmetry. I don't know if she's in here, but Miss Bugs. Thank you so much for sending me inspirations every day, y'all. It means a lot. Some days my days are good. Some days my days are bad. I mean, when you lose mother figure, because this lady is not my biological mother. This is a woman that raised me and helped me raise my child. And my daughter is like, she calls me every day and say how I'm doing, and we're welcoming people from all over the family coming in, and she was a loved person. I think that's a reason why partly I'm a giving person, because she may not have had much, but she gave all she had. She gave the shirt off her back, and she loved, and she was a forgiving woman. And so I think my calmness would come from her, because I told y'all when I was growing up, I was abused by my mother. And she was like, if you don't want her, I'll take her. And she took me and made sure that, I got my education, made sure that I became the woman I am today. So it's going to be very hard for me to lay her to rest. It's going to be difficult for me to say a final goodbye. And I think, it's been hurting me every day. And I love my girls that check in, Mildred with me every day, making a headache, Bree, Q, Tanya, Prosperity Thick Girl, will call me in the middle of the night to just check on me, because I might be up on Instagram, strolling Instagram, just looking at a lot of, the things that's going on in our society, which is it's really like causing me stress. And it's my daughter's home. She's been helping me, and I've been working to try to make sure I keep my mind going, that I don't fall into depression, because it's, when you lose your mama, like, that's all I've ever called her was mom. So I just thank God for y'all. I see your DMs and texts, and I just want to thank y'all so much. I know y'all don't know her personally, but this took a part of my heart. But I seen the inspiration that, her body might be gone, but everything she's taught me is still in me. And she does have biological children that, you know, they love me. They're calling me. They're looking up, trying to figure out, how to do, what to do. And it's like everything's falling on me. But I want to make sure that her homegoing is the best ever. And I made sure that the way I'm sending her home is the same way I had her living through my success. She was just so simple, a flower, a card, and said, what's this for? And I just wanted to give it to her just to say, I'm thinking of her. So if you ever lost your mom, and I know people who can't get over it for years and years and years, I know how you feel now. I'm walking in your shoes, and it is raining so hard here, y'all. But I wanted to wait a minute, I gotta let in my awning. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, so it's thunder and lightning here. But what I really want to say to y'all is that we need to come together, because we might lose the internet, we might lose any type of communication. And if people start helping each other on what's going on around them. Like I know that they have taken Zelle, not unless you're doing it in the, through your banks now. It's a lot of things changing for us. Now, I want to let y'all know that in Minnesota, Michigan, and New York City, um, they have made a threat to turn off the electricity in those states, and it's going to cost them $400,000 a day on tariffs for New Yorkers. I got some New Yorkers in here. Yeah, it's time out for division, and if anybody wants that, you don't want that right now, because we got to have our real boots on the ground, with helping one another and trying to figure out what most of you been working for most of your life, in your SP 500, which has lost a lot of money. And I want to tell y'all so far what we have lost to date, and that these tariffs are the worst thing in the world. I just need y'all to know that. Wait a minute. The Dow Jones has lost a lot of money. Let me show y'all. This is accurate numbers for Dow Jones, NASDAQ, SP 500, but I need y'all to understand that the SP 500 is you, and it's me. It is your retirement money. And to this date, right now, we have lost $3.25 trillion that was wiped out in the stock market, from the U.S. stock market. Do you know that yesterday, which would have been Monday in Europe and China, they are already being wiped out as well? So these tariffs are dangerous. They're terrible. um we got Chinese companies, honestly, that it has bought up farmland, and I'm going to show y'all where, um next to military bases. These are Air Force bases where Chinese owned farms are. This is it right here. 17 military bases is owned, right next to, they have Chinese owned farmland. So while all this is happening, China is buying up land now in the United States. And yep, and I'm going to tell you, all those people that's marching, I want to show you all those people that's marching around here. Look at these people right here. But when George Floyd was being beat, when different people, Black Americans being mistreated, we didn't have these people standing up for us. You see that? Utah, Oakland, Idaho, Portland, San Francisco, San Diego, Boston, New York, Chicago. These people are out marching now. But this is true. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. This is a time that there's no time for us to be fighting against each other on YouTube, off YouTube. It's time for us to get it together, because we're gonna have to um help our family members. And I want y'all to know that as of today, the strike for Walmart is on today. If you can buy Black owned, um, they're messing up our mail. And I'm gonna tell you, um, the economy is going to crash. I, I I need you. I don't think it's going to crash. I know it's going to crash in 2025, and it's going to be worse than the crash of 2008. And but guess what? We survived that. Our parents survived that. So I know that we can survive that. We really have to look. U.S. economists warn that a stock market crash in 2025 could be worse than the 2008 crisis. I really want to tell y'all something that's really crazy. Jamie Dimon. I don't ever want you to forget his name, Jamie Dimon. He tells you all about your money every day. He can tell you what the U.S. bank, the that what the inflation is going to do to us, right? So Jamie Dimon is the first head banker that has come out. He's the CEO of JP Morgan. He has come out and said that this is the finance page. Jamie Dimon says Trump tariffs will boost inflation slow and to an already weakening U.S. economy, which he wrote that in sarcasm. JP Morgan Chase CEO says tariffs announced by Donald Trump will likely boost prices on both domestic and imported goods, weighing down a U.S. economy that is already been slowing. Diamond addressed the tariff policy in his annual shareholder meeting this morning. He is the first CEO of a major Wall Street bank to publicly address Trump's sweeping tariff policy as global markets tumble. Markets still seem to be pricing assets with the assumption that we will continue to have a fairly soft landing. Diamond said, I am not so sure. He's telling us that beef is going up, food are going to be going up, and farmers are being affected. There is farmers in the United States that are being affected. Black farmers will not be bailed out. Now Donald Trump is telling farmers that they will bail him out, but it has not, no black farmer is on the list. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to have to do is work it out, because all the government offices that you would need, that I would need, that our families would need are closing. I want to tell you that what is really, really crazy, that Doge tried to infiltrate Social Security. If you are receiving Social Security, this is true. And in fact, untested new software installed by Doge employees is crashing the Social Security servers report. That was 5 hours ago that this has come up, that retirees and other beneficiaries of funds distributed by Social Security Administration are having major problems accessing their online account, since staffers from Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency has assumed control of the agency. So the only way I could see them putting control is to put a Trojan horse in there. But God, you got to keep the faith. Now, I am a sinner, but I do believe in prayer. I do believe that God got his hands on this, but I do believe God has gave us common sense. Let me see what CC's saying, because CC be on it. Hey, yes, I survived. Lost a lot of money in 2008, but we will survive in the time of famine. Trust God and not man. That's right. There ain't gonna bail the white farmers out either, because Trump is letting all the white people know if you don't have trillions in the bank, they ain't white. It's a lot of racism going on here, and there's a lot of Karens, that people that you would not expect to come and say something and do something to you, they are getting bold. But I want to tell you what's more important. Do you know that all the Black history, the Black Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., the National Park Service removed the Harriet Tubman from the underground web page? They are wiping out of our history. And that's why it's important that we need to teach our kids about where we come from, so they'll know where we're going, where they're going. So the National Park Service removed references to Harriet Tubman from Underground Railroad page 22 hours ago. An image of and quote from Harriet Tubman has been removed from the National Park's website about the Underground Railroad following several prominent changes to government websites under the Trump administration. We do have Al Green in Congress setting up to declare that Donald Trump be impeached. But this man has been impeached twice. This man is a convicted felon 34 times. We are being erased. Yes, New York is about to be dark, because Canada even says we apologize to the American people of Michigan, Minnesota, and New York, but it's not you. It's one person, but we have to do it. Um, if we have Trump is threatening to add another 50% onto China. And if you say that China is not important, because I had a cousin that I hadn't seen in years say, "Oh, I don't care about China, this, that." I say, look around this house right now. Just pick up the bottom of anything in this house. It's made in China. So, we need to know our history. All this hate mongering and you know, like I said, I have been struck and it won't be lifted into uh June 29th, but I don't care about that. As long as I can get up here and educate and help, and I'ma still pop anybody who come for me. I'm still gonna do it. Um, but the, the person who's striking is playing the victim. So, but I got YouTube all onto it. So I'm just waiting. Because when you strike somebody's page, and it's not a good strike, what they do is look at you. And I have presented enough receipts, okay? A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for just. Proverbs 13 and 22. Y'all get into it, get into the word of God, because see, that's the only thing that's going to give you peace of mind for real. That's the only thing going to give you peace of mind. Now, I'm going to come up here and talk about, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Um, in my opinion, says the S&P 500 on Friday delivered its worst performance since the start of the pandemic back in 2020, and both the S&P 500 GSPC point 0.06 and the Nasdaq. Yes, March 31st was the complete worst, and that is your money. That is my money. That's why I need y'all to pay attention. I need y'all, when y'all get y'all money, pay your credit cards, but pay the minimum. Pay the minimum. Keep more money in your pocket more than ever. 5 10s 1s. 5 10 1s. Get your money stocked up, because right now they are really trying to change all the money to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is not doing well. It's not doing well, but they want to now force your money to Bitcoin. Hey, Norris. Marcella, we appreciate all the information you always share with us. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for you. Um, I want to tell y'all something too. If you have family members in public housing, I want to tell y'all that they are the low income program. Future is uncertain. They fired every employee that helps with housing. I'm gonna let y'all hear.
Program that provides financial assistance to low-income families. 48's Noah Cow spoke to local organizations on what this means for Alabamians.
LIHEAP has provided financial help on energy bills to millions of low-income Americans for the past several decades. But now its future is in doubt after every single worker was fired on Tuesday. We haven't seen an impact from these cuts just yet, but Daniel Tate with Energy Alabama says tens of thousands of low-income Alabamians rely on LIHEAP. Those include people with disabilities, the elderly, and impoverished families who need help keeping their lights on.
So many people rely on this program, and there's really no indication from the administration, or for that matter, our congressional and elected leaders, exactly what the next step, if anything, will be.
Without any workers there to run the program, Tate says no one will be able to process the funding applications coming in from each state. About $400 million still have not been allocated.
If the staff is gone, we're really concerned that the money won't be able to flow and help some of the most vulnerable Alabamians keep the lights on. What happens when people are unable to make those?
Now, let me let y'all know something about this. I didn't realize the tariff that we are going to pay will go to the USA. It will. But let me tell you what the downfall in that is. It's going to go to the USA, but a lot of United States citizens and Americans have lost their job. So what happens to all your money when it's all gone and you don't have money coming in? What happens? I'm going to tell you right now that in the low income areas and housing, they're taking your voucher away. Say you pay $18 in rent. What is going to happen is they can ask you for $4,000 in rent and you will be out. They're saying that people who own homes are in a good position right now because you're in a good position because you own your own home right now. But people in apartments can be put on the streets. Now, we have a lot of low income areas in every state, in every city, except the suburbs where they don't, but they're not far. All the prices will go higher. And that's why I encourage you to make sure you get your whites, your sugar, your flour. Get you some baking soda, baking powder. You're going to have to learn how to make things from scratch. Listen, Nisi taught me a 2-step for making biscuits. Um, Go get you some beans. Our kids are not used to eating beans. Our kids are used to eating out, but guess what? The prices in restaurants have already went up and the portions are smaller. In Indy, the changes mean fewer resources will be available to house people experiencing homelessness in Indianapolis, including those fleeing domestic violence, and that is correct. Do you know that they're in Virginia, they have taken a lot of children off of Medicaid. And guess what? If they had appointments, no doctor is seeing them because their insurance is gone. And that means for the mental health, which we are going to have a lot of people experience mental health. I'm going to tell you the layoffs across
And
America.
layoffs all across the U.S. surged last month with more than 275,000 jobs cut.
That's according to the placement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas. The widespread firings were fueled in part by the Trump administration's push to reduce the federal government workforce. Despite this, a new Labor Department report shows the U.S. added almost 230,000 jobs last month, far exceeding expectations. However, workers either placed on administrative leave or receiving severance are still counted as employed.
And layoffs all across the U.S.
So I want you to understand something. If you lost your job and you received a severance pay, that means you're still employed. They're counting that as still employed. If you receive that severance pay, believe me, you will pay taxes on that. We had a government worker who quit their job and he got the severance, and Donald Trump told him he can get paid still until September. Now, if you don't think that's double dipping, Donald Trump will get that money back from you. I just want you to know. And Trump takes aim at Black history. They don't want no more Black Beach Week. They don't want no more Black history. They don't want no more, a lot of things that we've grew up on is about to go. And I don't understand, but God, I don't understand why this one person is allowed to tear the United States down to typically nothing. If y'all need to know how to make something from scratch, from foods to toothpaste and cough syrup, I got you. Just let me know. I tell you, our next show, I will bring people up here. Get your pens and papers ready. If you need to know how to make something, we can get it. Marcella, show us your baking. Baby, listen, I got to get Nisi up here. Don't real ID card. I have a hard time trying to get my card. I have a hard time. Yes, I bought a bread machine because I thought it was cut. Mildred said the government is doing second round of fork in the road. Email came out today. Yes. We don't know how to panic, but we do know how to be vigilant and prepare. And that's what we do know. We know that when something is coming against us, our first instinct is to fight. And we need to, hey, Aquarius. Oh, I can also let y'all know how to preserve anything, fruit, meat, and meals. We got to learn these things. And that's what I want to do. I just forget a housewife and all this other crap going on. But things is real. It's not about to get real. It's real. Why does Trump get away with everything? I don't know. Popping in, hey, Symmetry, I spoke about you earlier. Thank you for the dynamic inspirationals that you leave on your page. Y'all, Symmetry, y'all drop Symmetry thing. y'all drop Mimi, Monica to you, because I'm gonna stay in touch with Monica because she is in New York. So it's about to be a lot of things, and I know that she will get out of Dodge. Girl, the white people have been on YouTube singing "We Shall Overcome." Yes, they have. I heard, like I said, I be hearing nonsense, and when I hear nonsense about a content creator saying something about me, it don't even go in my ear. The fact is that we need to really help one another right now, and there's no time for dim lights. We got to let our light shine. Anybody trying to come for me right now, and knowing what I'm going through is dim anyway, so I'm not even paying attention to that. CC, at first I thought I was hearing things. Yes, they are saying we shall overcome, but they ain't been through stuff like our generation have been through stuff. They ain't been through nothing. I don't know what they're trying to overcome. The fact that they was hoodwinked, and because they voted for a man that they thought was going to make America white again. And he didn't make America white again. He made the rich people richer and the poor people poorer. Costco, they get ready to close Lowe's. Home Depot gave a fat check for for the Trump administration for him to run for president, and they're closing Lowe's because Lowe's did not drop DEI. Um, and so now a whole bunch of Lowe's are getting ready to close. Um, Target said they're going up on all their prices. We don't care. We won't go to Target. Brush that mess off and keep it moving. That's what I'm doing. Listen, I right now I have to do that. Um, Let me see, y'all. This is really what I wanted to tell y'all because we got to get into knowing our resources. Now, let me tell you something. 2 years, what happened? Green Bay Packer legend Brett Favre. Remember, I came up here and told y'all about him. He was connected to a lawsuit, Mississippi, the poorest state in the United States, where he was receiving money from social services, where they had cut all the people in need, food stamps and benefits to pay Brett Favre, right? Well, guess what? Brett Favre's case has been dismissed. I want y'all to know that all that money he received, he gets to keep everything he got. For a small spray bottle, start with 1 cup of vinegar, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of Dawn for home cleaning. Yep. The romance between Trump and Musk is about to get in because Elon came out and said, hey, I don't agree with these tariffs. I don't. White people never thought this would impact them negatively, and that's why they out marching. But like I said, when George Floyd was taken out and any other black citizen was taken out, they didn't overcome. So I didn't go out there for them. Brett Favre should be in jail. Yes, he should be. And like I said, when you live in those states, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, these people are being affected right now by the United States government the most because you got the most, allegedly, in my opinion, rednecks that live in those states. And I'm going to tell you that another blogger that lives in Tennessee came out on Instagram and said that where he lives in the rural area of Tennessee, they have been gearing up to attack black folk, but they are not going to take care of the cities of Chicago, Brooklyn, Manhattan, all that. They're going to do that last. They're talking about going into Compton. They're talking about going into Watts. But they're going to do all that last. Why won't you do it first? Because you know that them folks ain't going to have you come out them people in Houston. They want to come after them people. Hey girl. But you know what? We got to remind them we are not our ancestors. I was watching on Instagram where a white woman spit in a black man's face and thought that he was not going to give her some pop rocks because when he slapped her with a closed hand. I mean, an open hand, and he slapped her so hard that 2 of her teeth came out. like I said, we are not our ancestors. We are people of means. We are. We are the people of the United States, black folk. And while they sitting there talking about we shall overcome, we done overcame and went on to plan B to get our family set up. I'm sorry, I'm not marching. I'm not gonna march for you. But I want to tell y'all, like I said, the Green Bay Packer legend Brett Favre sees lawsuit connected to Mississippi welfare scandal dismissed in court. And I'm going to tell you, this man took from poor people. And of course, this is in reference to the Mississippi welfare scandal. In March 2020, multiple people were arrested for defrauding temporary assistance for needy families, TANF fund in the state, while Fair himself has not been arrested, charged, nor convicted of any crimes. He was named as a participating party by journalists reporting the story. And baby, when I said that Brett Favre took a lot of money, he got $101 million from TANF. Mississippi government to repay nearly $101 million to TANF fund. Well, now they don't have to pay. They don't have to pay. They made sure that their case was dismissed. You mean to tell me now we got people today that get food stamps, and guess what? They've been scammed out of their food stamps. A lot of them in New York and some in Houston. Then you get your food stamp card, you waiting for your benefits to load on that card, and it's gone. It's not there. And then when you try to tell the Department of Social Services, Human Services, that your food stamps are gone, they don't want to replace your food stamps. What do you think is happening? What do you think is happening? It's something in the government that's not allowing you to have it. March, it didn't help then and it won't help now. Now it's just a way to get us together so that they can unallow. Let me tell you something. Y'all better watch your house, because see, when all this don't work, I'm going to tell you, martial law will be implemented. And I'm not leaving my home. We did anybody think that 47 was going to be a president for all? The race baiting and dog whistles, he alleged crimes and convictions. I can't believe people voted against their own self-interest, but they didn't know. They didn't know they were 2 cups of all-purpose flour, baking powder, and me and you got to talk because I need that definition. Meaning apartness in Africans was a system of racial segregation and discrimination that was the law of the land in South Africa, 1948 to 1994. Musk is from that area. He is, but I'm going to let you know. Go ahead and divide us, and let's see who's going to make it. That means let us have our black stores, because in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we used to have a Black Wall Street. And that's what we forget. They learn how to steal EBT benefits too. Yes. They had a huge scandal out here in Cali too. They were employees doing it and millions were stolen from food stamp cards, right? Greek yogurt and self-rising flour for bagels. Yeah, y'all, we got to get up here and we got to start get our pen and pencils together. This is true. My friend that works at DHS told me that the food stamp card fraud, yes, and it was happening everywhere. And some of the poorest people who really need those benefits, who waits for those benefits, their food was stolen. Now, I'm going to tell you what we did up here in our area where I live at. We have started buying now and putting money in the food bank. We're trying to get our food banks around our area full. We've asked people with money to help with donations. If you can afford it, if you have food banks around your area, y'all need to start giving them peanut butter. Whether you get the peanut butter from the dollar store, start getting your food bank and let these people know, that it's coming from you. So in case you need, you can have priority. If anyone wants to, a lot of simple from scratch recipes, let Marcella know. I would get them to her for you. Yes. And guess what? When I get them, I'm going to put them in my community page and y'all copy it and then write it down. We might have to go back to the old-fashioned way. You're going to have to write stuff down. You're going to have to get flour, how to store your flour, get a glad garbage bag, tie it up. so no bugs can get into it. Y'all get yourself ready in the bush and drive home. Yes, thank you, Miss Bree. Y'all, Miss Bree is selling t-shirts. I was thinking the same thing. We need to force his orange butt out. We do. But I'm gonna tell you, you got a lot of stuff happening to people that it couldn't happen to. So I want to let y'all know this right quick. Let me take this down. Federal cuts are targeting Section 8 housing funds. This is what it means for renters. I'm going to tell you something. We have a lot of black families in Section 8, but we also have a lot of white families in Section 8. And the things they keep trying to target the blacks, they're hitting the whites too. And I just want y'all to know that the state housing office said it can no longer afford to offer additional benefits, including utilities, security deposit, allowances for federal vouchers. That means they ain't giving no more federal vouchers. To protect Section 8 housing, vouchers aim at raising rent costs and insignificant funding. The changes will raise costs for those whose budgets are already stretched. They know this. They know this and they don't care. No one is happy we have to make these changes, but they are done with great care and great consideration. How can making a woman with children homeless a great consideration? It's nothing to think. Marching is not going to get him out itself. There are different states that are having elections in 2026, and you have to pay attention. Let me tell you something. A judge told him to do something, and he hasn't did it. Egg substitute, ground flax seeds, apple puree, yogurt, mashed bananas, tofu. Ooh, I hate tofu. They're done on purpose to keep us from spending our coins, and that's what you need to do, because black money is important money. Black money is important money, and I need y'all to know that we black folks spend and waste more of our money than what y'all think. Waste. Louis Vuitton, get your money. Now it's time to do what y'all need to do. Get y'all candles in case they turn out our lights. I need y'all to know this. Uh, like I said, China slaps a 34% tax on all U.S. imports in retaliation for Trump's tariffs. They're going to punish all of us, but we can make it. I'm telling you that we can make it. They fired everybody, entire staff is laid off at office that helps poorer Americans pay for heating. So what are they going to do? The heat, it's coming back up. Boomers face a devastating blow to their life savings as more tariffs paying looms. Financial guru warns. That's why I'm telling you now, you pay the minimum on your bills. And baby, I know my neighbor told me she not paying no more her credit card bills. She said she owed $100,000 on credit card bills, and she not paying nobody. Hey, babe. Oh, I'm on live. Come on. Bye. And so that's my niecey niece. Niece calls me every day and check on me. Y'all, I could not even be here without niecey. I'm telling y'all. Trump wife should be ashamed for what he's doing to the country. She do not care. She, believe me, when the lights go out in New York, she has a Florida house to go to. Remember, I always tell y'all to vote in your local elections. Even though you say it ain't going to do no good, believe me, there's more white people voting for Trump out than in. When I was younger, we used to get that powdered eggs and milk. I got some. I think I got some in my pantry from the food bank. I'm going to tell you, I went and bought me a lot of powdered carnation milk. I sure did. And you can't say you don't eat powdered eggs, because when you go to most restaurants, the eggs are powdered, okay? Aquarius MC, that trick does not care. You don't. I need y'all to support one another and motivate one another. Y'all, please support one another and motivate one another. We ain't got time to fight. The ones that are fighting right now will be the ones that end up with nothing and trying to figure out what to do. But we need to do that. This pollen is horrible. And let me see, 2 countries under Two countries under urgent do not travel warning for U.S. Americans. I'm going to tell you, as tensions rise in certain parts of Asia, the U.S. has placed travel warnings on those areas. And guess what they did? They turned around and placed travel warnings against us. You take a flight out of here, they won't let you land in China. They're not going to let you land where they are because the U.S. is saying that they can't come in the U.S., so they're saying that y'all can't come to their country. And people going to Jamaica getting robbed because they don't have any money. They don't have it. They're coming on resorts and robbing people. So be careful. Think twice before you're talking about traveling. Musk SpaceX X receives multi-billion-dollar U.S. government contract. That was 2 days ago that he got contracts. But let me tell you what's happening. Do you know that none of our U.S. deficit is being paid? Where is all the money? Billionaires are losing money. So don't Mark Zuckerberg and all of them, they're losing money because guess what is happening? They are selling stuff over to the Chinese. They're selling stuff overseas. They're not selling it to even the billionaires here. So Donald Trump is getting money, allegedly. We know that Elon Musk is getting money, allegedly. And I'm going to show y'all something right quick. Terrifying infographic shows that just 10 companies control almost everything we eat here in the United States.
Well, in the last 50 or so years, there's been about...
I'm going to tell you, Nestle, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, General, Mars, all these people control our food in the United States. It's a food industry scandal. That's why we got to get back to the basics, the beans. Thank you so much, Trisha. Get the likes up, please. Please get my likes up because I'm not coming on, so I'm getting knocked out of the algorithm. I thank God my student loans were forgiven before Trump got into office. That is a great thing. And I tried to tell people, get them student loans up out of here. BlackRock is surfacing. In case you don't know who BlackRock is, these are the people that's running Trump. Believe me when I say BlackRock warns Bitcoin could replace U.S. as global reserve currency. BlackRock, the family is emerging. And y'all have heard about BlackRock, but you don't see BlackRock. And now all of a sudden they're gonna pop out. If you own a Jaguar or if you own a Land Rover, let me show you what's happening. Marcella, so glad you are covering this information because the Love and Marysville, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and all their other mess is not going to help the economy. And that's why I'm saying if another content creator is reporting it, good for them. But I feel as an older person that has a lot to lose and don't want to see my generation under us, they need to know how to fight back. And it doesn't always mean get out on them streets and march. It means learn from the parents. I got a bucket soil and planting cucumbers and spinach and mint leaf. Yes. I'm 47, don't believe in paying debts. He said it. Yep. Hit the like button, y'all. I still have to pay back my student loan. Don't worry about it right now. Okay, Norris, you can call me and I can tell you what to do. Don't worry about it right now. Okay. But from Baller Alert, Jaguar and Land Rover halts U.S. shipments after new 25 import tariffs takes effect. So that means if your car breaks down, there may not be no parts in the U.S. to get it fixed. Jaguars and guess what? If your children wear Nike sneakers, I need y'all to know that sneaker prices set to soar. Nikes is specifically Nikes. Sneaker prices are set to soar with tariffs. So we need to, We need to watch what I'm telling you that it's getting hard. I'm telling you that we need to talk to our children. We don't have no more FDIC. Trump team morals how to shrink bank regulations. That mean if somebody is stealing from your bank account, you're not in a credit union, you may not get your money back. You may not get your money back. That's Niecy right there. Niecy been checking on me every day. Okay. Come in my DM. I'll give it to you. I just want y'all to know that we got to get together, get our children together, tell our children to start saving. If your kids are paying for an apartment, their lease is almost up, y'all might have to move over because it's going to be hard. Okay. It's going to be really, really hard. The KKK activities and their aliases, they got new KKK members. They might get me for that. But, and listen to this.
So Donald Trump is purposely trying to put the U.S. into a recession and crash the markets. And so here's how this could play out over the next 6 months. The U.S. Treasury has $7 trillion of debt that they need to either pay back or refinance in the next 6 months. But refinancing this massive debt at today's interest rates is a nightmare. You see, much of the debt maturing in 2025 was issued prior to 2022, when interest rates were near historic lows at around 1 to 2%. But now, with the 10-year yield sitting at around 4.5%, the government is scrambling to try and find a way to get Jerome Powell to massively decrease interest rates before the refinancing period comes up. And to do this, they need to create uncertainty, which can come in the form of job cuts, which the Department of Government Efficiency has been effectively doing, and tariffs, which Trump already implemented last night. And this strategy, if true, is already working. The chance of 4 rate cuts in 2025 have doubled in the last week alone. The chances of a recession happening this year have also doubled, and the market is now fully pricing in negative GDP growth for Q1 of 2025. So what do you think? Is Trump pushing for a quick recession to clear the slate early and point fingers at the last administration? Or will markets bounce back in the next coming weeks? So Donald Trump is...
Now I'm going to tell you, this is only quarter one. And we're already so deep in the negative. And that's why you're going to see prices in your grocery stores, I would say by May 1st, elevate to the highest where a lot of people are not going to be able to afford it. The CDC, the FDA, OSHA, and the NIH have been gutted. These things that we need have already been gutted. Listen.
Shaking delivering this news because this will affect all of us.
Oh, we
this
are?
will affect you. This will affect your families. This will affect your children. As of this morning, Trump and RFK Jr. have effectively cleaned house at the CDC, the FDA, and the NIH. Kennedy announced last week that he would be firing 10,000 employees from these institutions. However, it was not just an overall cut of staff, trim of the fat. They are shutting down deliberate, specific offices that you and I rely on. Now, I don't want to forget any, so I'm going to read them to you directly. At the CDC, they shut down the National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, the National Center for Injury Prevention and Control, the National Center for HIV, Viral Hepatitis, STD, and Tuberculosis Prevention, the National Center for Environmental Health. Environmental health handles things like natural disaster preparedness, wildfires, massive storms.
Flooding. We've been having a lot of flooding. We've been having a lot of fire. We've been having a lot. And guess what? There are no resources. There's no FEMA that's going to come and save you. We have to be together. We got to trust in God. We got to pray. God bless America for real. Trump is trying to stay in the White House. He's trying to stay there. And they're trying to, I'm going to let y'all know, 722,000 in food shipments to East Tennessee Food Bank. It was canceled by the Department of Agriculture. Yep, there's no FEMA. Is FEMA totally dismantled? I don't know if it's totally. I would do you my phone number on IG. Okay, I will call you. They have created mass unemployment, and guess what? There's no unemployment funding for these people. And now they're trying to say, okay, we can get you to work over here. Suppose you were making $50 an hour. They want you to start making $15 to $17 an hour. How do you live off of that when your mortgage is $3,000 and up? How do people live off of that? Universal Timeracy is absolutely sad. I know people who are literally struggling to keep a roof over their head. I'm going to tell you right now, if I can't pay my mortgage, and I talked to my financial advisor the other day, and I promise you, I told him just pay off my house. He said, for what? For what? Why would you pay off your homes? If something come, don't move out. Don't move out your house, because what goes down must come up. But when is it coming up? We don't know. They're setting people up for failure. People who just retire having to go back to work, and guess what? They're going back to offices with no desk. They're going back to things that are really, really crazy. I wish Nisi could come up here, but I really like y'all to hit my like button. I like to thank y'all for praying for me. Believe me, it's been felt. It's been felt with me going through this. I got a good woman in my corner. Nisi just lost her mom, so she's been talking me through this, and it's been, like I said, all the ladies, Q and Bree and them, stay close with me every day. Like I said, it's hard for me, but guess what I have to do? I have to keep on. I have to keep going on. Every day I just cannot lay and think about it. And like I'm trying to do things for my son too. And I just have to keep going. So when I am up, I love y'all too. When I'm up in the middle of the night, guess who called me? Prosperity Thick Girl. What you doing up? What you doing up? Yeah, she just checking on me. So I have found help in places that I didn't know that could come to me, because when I'm saying what I'm gonna do, I got some strong women. Hey Nat. Thank you, Nat. Nat checks on me in the DM. I appreciate her praying for me, everything, keeping me up on top of everything. Queen Lily keeps me on top on everything politically that's going on. And that's what we need to know. If something is happening in your state, let me know so I can tell everybody this is happening here, this is happening there. Net sent me yesterday that 5.2 million people protested. 5.2 million people protested. I'm gonna drop my link, so if somebody want to share, because I gotta use the bathroom, so I'm gonna drop my link for right quick. Somebody want to come up? I think I don't forget how to do it. Yeah, Prosperity is a night owl. Yes, she is. But okay, I'll be right back. Nisi, you talking?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Miss Ree. Miss Ree.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. Hey, Nisi.
Hey.
Um, Nisi, you were going first. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Nisi, you talking?
Okay. I just wanted to say, I know Marcella's stepping away, but I just wanted to say
Ree.
that I'm breaking up.
Nah, that was me. I'm sorry.
Okay. I just wanted to say to Marcella and any of the other uh, women or whoever's in there that done lost their mom. First and foremost, I really didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say to Marcella. I reached out to her and I wanted her to know I was thinking about her. But when you're going, like, it's been 2 years and my mom, I was just having a breakdown the other day, and the women supported me. And that's what we need more. We need more support, like what Marcella's doing, what other people are doing. But I always had her in my prayers. I just didn't know what to say because I was dealing with my mom's death date and birth date and all kind of stuff. But I wanted her to know I love her. And I'm keeping you in my prayers, Marcella. And the other thing I wanted to say, if anybody's in Georgia or whatever state you're in, please pay attention. Once again, Marcella spoke on it, but pay attention because I don't know if anybody's here from Georgia, but Keisha Lance Bottom, the mayor, she hasn't officially signed up yet, but she's supposed to be allegedly running for governor in 2026. Um, and also John Ossoff, he's going up for reelection, and we need those Democratic seats.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to let you guys know I love all of you. Um, it takes a village because there's, like Marcella said, there's no time. There's no time when you lose. Not only I lost my grandmother, but a mother. I mean, mothers come in different forms and fashion.
Right.
And they could be an auntie or whatever you look at. But I just want to let everybody know that listening, I love you guys. Marcella, I love you. Nisi, I loved your video when you came on. I thought it was Marcella, but you have some plants. I said I gotta watch you. You guys.
Yeah, girl, I got to do a update because it looking so good out there in my greenhouse. I'm so proud of myself.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch you because I tried a greenhouse last year, but I kind of handed it over to my husband because it got too hot for me. But I am going.
Too hard.
Yeah, listen now, listen. Going through menopause, and I'm just.
I'm there.
Listen, I'm going through menopause, and it's just like yesterday. I wanted me some catfish so bad, and I was having menopause, and the woman, it was a lot. It was a lot. I had to go sit my butt down somewhere because everywhere I went for catfish seemed like nobody didn't have it. And when you want something and you got a taste for it and you can't find it, whew.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I just want to tell you guys, I am proud to be a part of this tribe, of the group of women, because regardless of what's going on, you guys welcome me in. You didn't know anything about me. And I just kind of drift in and drift out, because I have my own stuff going on. But I just wanted Marcella to know, just because I ain't called you didn't mean I wasn't thinking about you. So.
Yeah. As far as gardening, right? My husband yesterday talking about he gonna hire somebody to come out here and do some roads, right? So I can have an in-ground garden also because I got beds now. And I was like, "Are you gonna help me outside and weed it and stuff like that?" And he's like, looking like, I ain't say all that. I said I just wanted you to have an in-ground garden. I'm looking at him like, "Oh, you gonna help me weed that thing? Then we can do it."
You're my husband, and I'm in the place. That's the same thing. I brought all the stuff. I told my husband, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be here." I'm like, "I'm just your financial backer." Listen, I'm like your husband. I'm telling my husband I was gonna be there, but he was out there all by himself, honey.
Child. It's really therapeutic for me because I always been a nurturer. So with having an empty nest, I kind of turn to plants as something to nurture, and it's very therapeutic if you really get into it. Like you see something go from a seed to something that you could consume, it's very satisfying.
Yeah. Well, I
So
appreciate it.
try, go out there 3 days a week at
Yeah,
first.
I'm gonna have to try. I first tried it in the beginning. I last year I tried to grow, some aloe, and I had some because I like to drink the aloe and everything. I killed that, and that was in the window.
Oh,
You know,
baby, how you kill aloe plant?
Listen, and I killed the cactus. My husband brought them back to life. I'm more of like I'm one of these people. I'm a not a workaholic, but when I have things on my mind, if I'm not cleaning, I work my problems out by praying and either working, or cleaning. I can clean the whole house, and I've been came to the solution.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just try it, though. Try it.
I'm gonna
Try
Vitamin
it.
try it,
B6.
Nisa, and I'm gonna have to video. I'm gonna have to send you videos and stuff like Nisa. I'm doing it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try. I promise you I will.
How do y'all feel
Mhm.
about Keisha
Alright.
Bottoms running for Georgia?
I love it.
I feel like I still wish they would have voted for Stacey Abrams because I feel like she's the woman for the job. But if Keisha can get in there and win this, I'm all behind her.
All right, let's hear what Making Headache got to say. I love to hear her voice, y'all. Y'all better get back on her page. She's reading them books. She reading that
Hey,
book, baby.
I'm back. I just want to say, hey, first of all, Marcella knows I love her dearly. Grief is hard. Grief sucks. I don't know the pain of losing my mother, but y'all know I lost my fiance. So for me, that pain is still fresh. That pain is new. That it was the summer of 2023, but it feels like it was yesterday. It sits with you, and I just feel like sometimes with grief, you don't get over it. Like I know when people say, "Oh, you get over things," no, you don't. You just keep living because you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
You keep going because life keeps going, and you just find a way to keep going. And thankfully, I've met a wonderful, wonderful group of women, and I've had some setbacks with this YouTube thing, but I got my channel struck. But I can go live again, so I'm going live in about 2 hours, hour and a half, at 2 o'clock my time, just to remind y'all that I'm still here. So hopefully y'all will come around there
Well,
and
they
come
ain't
hang
got
out with
nothing
me.
better to do than to strike somebody channel. I
I,
just don't understand it.
I you know, I'm I can't stand the hate, and there's a lot of that. But the beautiful part about it is, in the midst of all this hate, I have found some really awesome, kind-hearted, beautiful women that the love is outweighing the hate. So I'm not even gonna sit in it. I was angry, I cussed, I fussed, I cried, I did all the things. And I'm not letting nobody stop me. You could be mad at yourself, go argue with the person in the mirror, slap the first person you see when you walk to the mirror. I'm not carrying that mess no more. But yes, Mildred's book is still coming. We got more chapters coming. I'm back. Did you miss me?
Mm,
She
mm,
got
mm,
struck
mm,
too, y'all.
I
It's
did. I
yeah,
got struck right before Marcella. I got struck first.
and we not
But
doing nothing.
it's
Okay,
okay. It's
I can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I keep hearing people saying they get struck. Okay, for somebody like me, what does that mean when you get struck? Like, are you not able to go live, or what happens to your channel?
it
Well,
depends on what the strike was
right.
and what they decide to do. What I don't like about the whole thing with the strikes is that a lot of times YouTube will just give you the video and then they give you some scenarios around what they feel like you did wrong, but they don't tell you exactly what you did wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So um that's what's happening. You can get struck for your content, something they feel like is false, especially right now. A lot with politics. Like you got to say, well, I don't know if this true, but I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I don't know if that. You always got to follow it up with this is what I seen on this, but I don't know if this is true or not, or something like that. Politics is tricky. Anything that has to do with sexual stuff is tricky, because it just take that wrong person to scroll over there on your channel and feel like, ooh, I could strike them for this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it means. It means they got you for copyright. They got you for something they feel like that is misinformation, disinformation. It's a lot of different ways they can strike you, and I'm proud to say that this channel has never been struck up
So
until
we
now.
got a
It's been
warning.
5 years. So
But let me
you
tell you
got
this.
you got one. Whoever did it, you got one over on us. Okay.
Well, yep, you got one over on us. But now that we've been in touch with the YouTube, they got computers for YouTube, but you're able to talk to people too. And
Mm-hmm.
and what happens if you make a false strike on somebody's page and they determine that it's false, they will remove you from YouTube. So
Mm-hmm.
when somebody's always saying there's a target on my back, nobody's going to do that because YouTube just came out with some brand new guidelines, about striking people. So, people up here, if you can't take what somebody is saying about you, I don't know why you even go to their page and listen to what somebody's saying, or you let somebody send you where you act on it, because most likely if that person counter strikes you and YouTube sides with them, and that you're going to be punished for it. If YouTube sides with, say Nisi struck me and then I countersued Nisi strike, they're going to give me my video back. But Nisi could lose her privileges on YouTube. So people striking people, it don't make no sense. Um, People strike you because they don't like you. People,
Mm-hmm.
University with Marie can tell you, people are striking because they don't like you, they're jealous of you, or and then they're out there hollering, "I got a target on my back, I'm being struck," and people will tend to think that I'm trying to strike somebody. If I strike somebody, Nisi and everybody up here would tell you I would do it. But
Yeah, she gonna tell you.
they tried to strike me in thinking that I wasn't gonna fight back, and I keep receipts, and they forget I'm keeping receipts. Like, with this particular strike, it did not come from the content creator, but it came from one of their mods in their chat. And but it all links back to you because I just sent a clip on what you said on your page to YouTube, and that this was a planned strike. So it's almost over.
Why,
For
why would you
me, I
why would you confess that in the chat? Like, people are just a little slow. Like,
yeah.
why would you even talk about it if you conspired to do that?
For me,
She
my
so
strike,
stupid.
it took me, I couldn't post. I couldn't post. I could comment on people's stuff and I could go on someone else's channel, but I couldn't post anything. Like I couldn't go live. I couldn't make a community post. I couldn't do anything on my own channel. It was so crazy. I couldn't even go on StreamYard. You know how you go on StreamYard and set up
Mhm,
a
mhm.
live? I couldn't even do that. So for
Right.
7 full days, and they literally have like a clock, for 7 full days, I couldn't do anything on my channel. So that's why
Mhm.
today I'm gonna do my "Hey y'all, I'm back" just to let folks know y'all didn't run me off. I'm still here. We
They
we
do
we
it
still
down to the
pushing.
second that you were striked. I'm talking about you. They will not let you go on a second faster than the time that it first happened.
Okay, making your headache high. Did they tell you why your channel got struck?
They did. So what happened? Mildred wrote a book. Me and Mildred wrote a book, and I have been reading her book. The book is erotica. So what they struck me for, they tried to say that I was doing corn, that I was reading corn material. So that was what it was struck for, was inappropriate materials on YouTube. However, the funniest thing is there is an entire sector that
Mhm,
only reads erotica. There's an entire
mhm,
genre for that very thing on YouTube. So how am I a problem? When I'm a new channel. I only have 267 subscribers. So it's
Right.
not like I have this large following. I'm new to this. I'm just now getting my
Woo!
footing. I'm
Oh
just
my
starting.
God.
I'm new. So the only way YouTube would even know I exist, the only way YouTube would even know I'm doing anything is if somebody hand walked my videos and said, "Hey, I'm offended by that. I'm upset by that." That's what happened to me. So my strike was for corn, aka adult content, when like I said,
You muted Marcella.
there's an entire sector specifically for erotica.
And guess what? Somebody alleged that she did a act on YouTube with
Yep,
a
sure did.
plastic penis, and that
Yeah.
never happened.
Plastic penis.
So
Yeah, I
when
was
somebody makes that allegation, do YouTube go and say, okay, you have to show proof, or they just listen to what the person say? They don't have the person to give proof.
The person can strike you and not show proof, but
Yep.
then when you counter strike it, you and because they're gonna have to name the video, and
yeah.
Okay.
when you counter strike it, you are able to ask for a human person. But like I said, I had a lot of receipts where I had got private Instagram posts of them planning on mass striking different content creators. And
Crazy.
I submitted the people and all the names they plan to strike, and this person was talking about that today on their page, and I copied that off of their page today to mass strike, people like they're trying to say because I went on that panel with Empress, I'm now a millimeter. That
Baby.
don't bother me. When I went on Empress page, that was women coming together. It was nothing about anybody negatively. And we all discovered that we, we can cohabitate together on these YouTube pages. You just don't speak negatively about content creators. But over here, that's my thing. I don't really talk about content creators, not unless you say something to me and I say something back. But now I'm going to start using my attorney. And if you say something to me, then, just like I can sue you for slander, but you can also countersue me. And if I win, I'm going to try to take your, I'm going to dig into, take your life, your lifestyle. I'm going to try to take your money, which I,
The big budget.
yeah, I don't want nobody to do that to me, because if you do something to me that's illegal, then I have every right to countersue you. And when I sue you, I'm gonna sue you for money. I'm gonna sue you for whatever you have, and I'll donate it all. I just don't think somebody should strike me because they don't like me or like my views, or it's some crazy stuff going on, and we're not even partaking in it. I mean, people up here can tell you that I'm not even responding to some of the stuff they say, but they still struck me. So I'm
I
good.
think that's so sad though, because making your headache. I've never went over there, but I'm always over here, and my thing is I think that's a coward way. Number one, number two. Everybody comes on YouTube for whatever reason. I come on because it's therapeutic for me.
Hmm.
Some people come on because that's their income or whatever. But my whole thing is, if you, like you said multiple times, if you don't like someone, don't go to their page. If you know what her content is about and you don't like it, take your take your butt somewhere else. You already know what she's gonna read, you
Hmm.
know. And I don't know. I think that's the cowardice way, because I was raised, if you have a problem with a person, say
Go
something
to.
to that person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
But
that I
but
don't
what
like
they did
I don't
was
like it.
use a mod that had maybe 10 subscribers, and they do that. But when I was able to show that it's a directive of another content creator, and it's all on file. So, and today they were talking about striking and that they're the victim. I screen recorded it, and I added that as more evidence that these strikings are planned and malicious. They're not done
Wow.
for people just doing something, but it's malicious. If they went to making your headache and they didn't like what she was reading about, you have thousands of other content creators that you can go to. And now it's just like they're coming after. content creators who's talking about, shows and stuff. Well, that's up for them to, if I'm talking about a show and you happen to like Pinocchio and I'm talking about Pinocchio and you don't like it, you strike me because I'm talking about Pinocchio. You don't even know Pinocchio.
Y'all, I swear the devil is so busy. I was just bragging off my greenhouse. And how about a whole tree just fell on top of it?
Oh my
Oh
God.
You
Lord.
okay?
This
Oh
was the
Lord.
second time
Why
a
I
tree fell
jumped
in your
up.
yard last year.
I jumped up because I thought it was the big tree out front, and I ain't know whether or not I was in the pathway of the tree in the house. I
Right.
jumped up. That's why I was calling my husband, and I looked out the window and saw that it wasn't gonna hit, it wasn't the tree out front that could hit me laying in the bed. But I went out and looked out back, and it's a tree that's covering my garden, my greenhouse, everything. It's like the devil is so busy.
It's
Like
gonna be okay, Niecy. I can hear your voice
Mhm.
shaking.
Please. Yeah, me too.
it's just like the devil just being so busy in my life, and I just want a little peace, and that was, part of my joy. I don't know if it hit my house where I do my crafts at. My husband just went out there to check it out, but it's like
Don't go out there because you don't
Missy,
want to
just
see
know
it.
that
Don't go
the
touch it.
devil just busy, man,
You
and
know
just
what,
know God
Niecy?
setting
Let me
you up
tell you
for
something.
something
When the
real good.
devil
He
come
got
at you
something
like
good
that,
coming.
when the devil come at you like that,
Doing
he
good.
sees the blessing that God is
Right.
bestowing on your life. So you keep pushing, and the good blessing is you and your husband, or no one was out there when that tree went down. But I'm telling you, when the devil come at you, because he can come at anybody he want to, he see what God is working in your life, and I promise you that.
No,
Yeah,
we're
he's
not talking
setting you
about
up for a bigger
CC's,
blessing.
Lois. No, we're not talking about CC's. We're talking about scenarios. No, we're not talking about anybody specific. No.
I just YouTube. I hope YouTube just really, really. I hope they really get to a point that they just make it. If you do that and you get found that you malicious doing that, you need to be off YouTube forever.
Well,
Period.
my thing is YouTube is entertainment. YouTube, different people come on, some people come on, and this is their income. And people are so malicious that they know this is your income and they just want to take you out because they can. But you got to realize that if you're calling into YouTube, you're talking to a human person and they're watching in shadow. Like when the person struck me, I'm making sure that YouTube shadow bans their page. That means everything you say in specific words get picked up, and then they YouTube can just go ahead and take your page out without any warning. It's so Nisi, the blood still works. I'm gonna have to call Nisi. It's a
Yeah.
setup for a beautiful comeback. It is. I got it. I know Nisi's crying because y'all. That's what Nisi. Nisi has lupus and MS, and Nisi does her
Gardening.
gardening for
That's her piece.
her piece, and she just got her greenhouse last year, and she had been planting vigorously in there. So um I want to hear what you got to say, Price.
Well, as the resident, everything that people could try to do to you on YouTube, I think has possibly been done to my ass. I still don't understand it. I have never been revengeful. I have never went back and did the same thing to the people that I have multiple. I'm talking about proof upon proof that I can strike your channel and it will be valid. But what is that going to get me? Striking your channel is going to do what for me?
Well, what we need to do really, this is what I'm saying. Now we need to put down our swords for that. We need to pick up our swords to aiding and helping one another with different things. Like you're in DC. I don't know if you know that they're getting ready to have a great big parade in DC because of Trump's 79th birthday. And you can start getting people warned because you live in DC. You don't live on the outskirts, and it's
Mhm.
going to be a lot of violence. So I want to be able to help you and tell you about everything that's geared to go on, so you can stay out the way and have your black sons out of the way, because it's getting ready to be very violent in Washington D.C. And remember January 6th, um, where all this stuff happened, and really nobody was punished for it, because everybody was punished
Mhm.
was let out. In my opinion, what say you? Because you are a wealth of knowledge.
So hey, listen, Marcella, I just want you to know, okay? There are no words that are gonna bring her back. There's no words that's gonna comfort you. Trust me, I know. I went through it. The words are sweet, and the words are thoughtful to know that somebody's looking out for you. But I
Mm-hmm.
want you to know that this too shall pass. Okay, it
Mm-hmm.
won't be easy. It will be easier, but it won't take it away. You'll always remember it. It'll be a special day. Whatever that special day is for you and her, it'll be special. And that day is gonna hit you the hardest. For me, it's Christmas and Mother's Day. It hits me the hardest. And I have to sometimes kind of push it off to the side because I still have kids that are looking for me to
Yeah.
be in a happy mood. So I want you to know that this will pass, okay? The hurt, the pain, it'll get a little bit easier to bear as the time goes on. But there will be times when it's gonna come back and hit you just like it's just happened. And
Yeah.
I want you to know in that time that God is gonna comfort you. He's gonna put his hands of protection around you, and he's gonna give you the love and the support that you need to make you through.
Thank you. I
Amen.
really appreciate it.
I also want everybody to know that there are simple and easy ways to save your money. Cleaning solutions, instead of buying the high price cleaning solutions, you can make it the cleaning solutions. 2 and 3 ingredient products. Of course, I'll get all this stuff to my seller. She'll put it up for y'all. There's ingredients to make your own bread with yogurt and self-rising flour. Biscuits is heavy whipping cream with self-rising flour. It's a lot of different ways we can save money because the prices is going up and they're not going to come down no time soon. Everybody that is on some form of government housing, I just want you to know HUD has already been cut by 50%. It's going to go in effect as of May 1st. What it looks like, nobody knows yet. They haven't told anybody. It could be you could lose your vouchers, you could lose your housing. It could be you lose your funding for your home if you got a mortgage through HUD. It could be that you may be going up if you're on Section 8. Your prices may go up. Or they may take your voucher altogether. The homeless program that they had is cut completely, 100%. They're not giving any fundings for homelessness. So if you're going to be on the verge of homelessness, know that all those programs have been cut. They are not helping the homeless. He has planned to tax the homeless. Whether you have mental health or not, he's going to tax you. And after two taxes, you're going to be put in a account that he's making for homeless people. And then they're going to lock you up in prison or mental hospital, whichever one you prefer. I'm telling you, y'all got to get yourself together. If there is something that you need help with, then you have to reach out to Marcella, tell her what it is. I promise you, I get the resources to her. I have not been on YouTube because I have been dealing with a lot. I mean, I have been dealing with a lot. I only have one parent left, and the one parent left I have is struggling. So I have not been active on YouTube. On top of that, we've been losing people in the family left and right. And so it's been a lot on me. Plus, I'm going through my own health issues that I have been
Yeah.
putting out for a while. And so now I'm putting it off again because my son graduates in May. And I don't want to have to miss his graduation because he graduated from college. So May the 10th is
Congratulations.
graduation.
Hit me up so I
Yeah.
can see him.
So it's been really hard on me. I've been trying to keep my eyes on the YouTube streets. I have not been as active as normally. But
Yeah.
if y'all need something, please reach out to Marcella. Me and Marcella talk offline so she can get the stuff to me and I'll get it to her.
Yes.
Like I
Miss
said,
Brenda,
I want all of us to win.
her
These lead
voucher went up
programs that pay for
600
your
more.
these yes, the lead programs that they talking about that pay for your bills, they are absolutely right. The funding is there, but nobody's working there because they fired everybody. There's a court order that he has to bring those people back, but he refuses to. So if you need help with funding or something like that, I would tell you to check with big churches in your neighborhood because they have been stepping up in a big way. whether it's a black church or a white church. Look for the biggest churches in your neighborhood and ask them, are they helping out with utilities? Most of them are.
Okay, Nisi get ready to show us. I gotta take everybody down. Nisi get ready to show y'all her tree that fell.
Okay. Okay.
All right, love y'all. Thank
Love
y'all.
you
You
too.
too.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye. Wait a minute.
So y'all, that's my greenhouse. That little green that's showing right there. That's my greenhouse, and then the tree fell over my whole garden. Also, that's right there. It didn't get my crab born, thank God, and it didn't hit the house, but it took out all our fencing back here. So,
Nisi, didn't you just repair that fence last winter?
huh?
Didn't you just repair that same fence last year when the tree had failed?
Yeah, yeah. This one came all the way from my neighbor's yard. This isn't even in our yard. We don't have it but one big tree in our yard now. Um, that's it wasn't from our house, and it's not even the whole tree. If the whole tree would have fell, it would have hit the house.
Yep, trees are
See, it's from the
falling all
neighbor's
over the place.
yard. You see, it's from the neighbor's yard over there.
Yeah, but what y'all
It
gonna
broke
do?
in
Because
half.
they may not be able to pay for it.
Um, you had to take care of your damage on your side anyway.
Oh, so you got to take care of. You just had that done last year.
Yep.
Well, I'm so sorry, niece.
I got to go in there and get those lights off so it won't spark off out here.
Yeah,
Um,
y'all got a saw.
yeah, but the way this tree is leaning, we're gonna need a professional out here. Because there's still some loose branches on this tree that might fall on my house.
Mm,
And that tree is in the neighbor's yard also.
mm.
But my greenhouse is gone, man.
I
Hopefully I'll
know.
be able to save my plants.
Oh, Net said 10 states have already went to no more income tax. Y'all, it's storming down here too, really bad. I don't understand. Is with the lady next tree next door, and it fell over to your side, and you have to pay. Yep, she has to pay. In North Carolina, it's considered natural act of disaster. You will be responsible for your own damage if you have a neighbor. Thankfully, I found a plug that it cut down. She found somebody who can cut it down for free. I know my plum tree has split in half, y'all. And it was, oh, that was my favorite tree in my yard. Once you get a professional, Nisi, you might want to look at other trees because of hurricane season coming. Nisi, check with the tree people and see can you put some insurance. Like pay a monthly little bit where if your tree come down, you don't have so much to pay because that tree that cost me $2,000 for them to cut down that tree in my yard. Wow.
I've been through this many a times with trees falling in my yard, and I how insurance are right now. I just hope they don't drop us because it's like every year is something.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we had to argue with our insurance, and I didn't. They wouldn't. I wasn't arguing when I didn't miss a payment, but they are. Mm.
Oh my God. Well, it's a blessing that it didn't hit the house, y'all, because if the whole tree would have fell, you would definitely hit the house.
Oh, thank God. Well, y'all, I gotta get to go because we're going to all the families getting together tonight. Nisi, you want to stay on a little bit, babe?
Nah, I might come back home. I need to calm my nerves down.
Okay. It is that with having homeowners insurance, they're talking about flood insurance for people in Florida. Listen, they're in California, they took everybody's homeowner insurance when their houses got set on fire. In most homeowners insurance, a tree falling is an act of nature unless there's a specific exclusion. The tree removal and damage to the person's property is covered. Um,
Yeah,
the,
it's covered. It's just
yeah,
I'm
we
just
both having storms. We just had lightning. I love all of y'all. Thank you so much. And I promise you, if I could come on tomorrow, we're gonna come on tomorrow and give you some more updates. These storms are no joke. They are predicted to get worse. They are. If a tree falls in whatever direction it falls, will be responsibility of the homeowner unless the tree was sick. Everyone have
the,
a blessed rest of your day. Y'all pray. Remember that. Pray. Right
the
now,
tree.
we ain't
It
got time.
was sick, but I'm not even gonna do that to my neighbor because he automatically called and checked on us and whatever.
Yeah,
So I'm not even gonna do that to him. We just had to pay whatever we have to pay to
yeah.
um to get everything replaced or whatever.
And the fence that you just put back up last year.
Yeah.
All right. If you need me, I'll send some money. I love you. Y'all have
I
a great
love y'all.
day. All right. Bye bye.